Hi there, Robbie Susan Chandler here from RobbieSusanCardsandCrafts.com. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator who lives in Quincy, Florida, right outside of Tallahassee, Florida. Today I'm here to share with you card number 2 in my 3-card series of Father's Day cards. And the one today is this cute little fishing vest. And I use the Gone Fishing lures or stamps and dies from Gone Fishing to make the lures to add to my vest. And when you open it up, we have a Happy Father's Day inside here. So, and this actually is from the Gone Fishing stamp set also. But today I'm going to actually make my card a birthday card because I've already have enough Father's Day card, and I'm going to be using this one. So the next one I make, I'm going to use for a birthday card. So let's look at our pieces. We're going to start out with Misty Moonlight, 5.5 by 8.5, and you want to score 2 1/8 inches from each end. And when you do that, you're going to fold it on the score lines, and then you're going to run it through crosshatch. Well, I would use the crosshatch embossing folder, which I'm sorry is no longer available. It was a set of 3. So any design that you have that would make just look something that would look like a vest would work fine. So here's the finished piece. So you've got a little design in it. So now let's look at how I made the vest. I started out with the modern oval punch, and I actually made a little line on it for myself because when you punch, you don't want your card, your edge in there above this curve, or you'll end up with an armhole that's curved. I wanted my armhole to be straight at the top. So you just push it in the punch right where the curve flattens out about a 1/4 of an inch or so, and just punch that out. And then flip your card over and do the same thing again on this side. And you just kind of eyeball it. And if you're one of these that wants to measure, go ahead and measure. That's fine. Let's put it there. Punch that out. So see, now we have our little armholes, and see how they straighten out at the top. Now we want to do our bottom part. And I used a punch that has just now retired from Stampin' Up, so you may have one that has this slip. But you could use a square punch and just slide it in so that the square would cut off this, or you could just take your scissors and go snip and just cut off that corner. But I'm going to show you how I did it with this Very Best Trio punch. And if you do have this punch or any of these that have 3 sides on it that are Stampin' Up, when you punch, make sure you push in the middle. If you push on the edge, it doesn't want to punch. So let's flip it over, do the other side. All right, so see, we have our 2 corners, and now let's work on this one. And then we've got this side. So there you go. Isn't that cute, and wasn't that easy? Just a curved armhole there, and then you just punch out your little slants here to make the vest at the bottom. Now what I did, oh, and then also I folded back the top to make my collar, and I just kind of made me a little mark at the 1-inch mark and just kind of bent it, freehand bent it back. You want to make sure that this side is straight, and then smash it down, and then the same thing over here. Just make sure your points meet here at the middle. So there's my 1-inch mark, and just press it down and make sure those are the same, and there we go. So that's our little collar. Now on my finished product, I actually put little dimensionals behind it so those would stay flat. All right, the next thing I did was I took my Misty Moonlight ink and a dauber, and I just started sponging around the edge. I wanted to give a little dimension here, so I just sponged and did my little collar here. And I'm going to make sure you're doing the front when you do this area. and here. And you don't have to put a whole lot, just enough to kind of make it pop on the edges there. And you want to get down this side. Did I do that side? Yes, I did. And across the back and the top. Okay. All right, so that gives it a little dimension. I think I did that armhole there. So now, like I said, it pops. Let's do that edge. It pops a little bit more. And then also, I punched the pockets. And I used an old retired tag punch, but you know, we have many tag punches now, so I'm sure any of them would do. This one just happened to be the one I had on hand. And I used this paper, the country lace design, and I used this design out of it because I thought it looked like denim and was a perfect design piece to go on my Misty Moonlight vest there. So I'll show you that. I already have two I've already done. So this is what it looks like, and I'd sponged a little blue around it too. And this one I've already stuck down, but I wanted to show you that I just put some mini dimensionals on the back, and I put them close to the edge because we've got to stick some lures in here. But let's get our card front finished first. So I'm just going to stick this one right there. Okay, so now we have our two pockets on the front. This I've already stuck down. So let's look at the lures, how we did the lures. Now, the dies I used were from the Gone Fishing, and this one is actually the bobber. And then we have this lure, which this one cuts, and then this one cuts this one. And then there's one that looks like this. Oh, here's my red one too. Let me show you that. This is just like a little feather. But this lure cuts this piece, and then this cuts two hooks. And when you put them together, let me put these pieces here so I can show you. This piece goes on top like this. Why don't I just put it together to show you? Just put a little dab, just a little dab of glue. Let's hope that's all comes out. Okay, there we go. And you're going to line up the little hole there like that. So that goes on one end. Hold it for a second. And then on the other end, the hook, I just pushed it through the hole here on the end and turned it over and used a little mini dimensional to hold it in place like that. And then I added another one up here at the top so I could stick it down on my card. So that's one of the lures right there. Now I showed you, let me get this out of the way. I showed you these three, but this is only part. It's a two-step process, two-step stamping process, and you have to use the Gone Fishing stamp set. And when you do, you'll get this. This is a finished product from this one. As you see, that second stamp is this one right here. And then this one I did in crushed curry. This one actually is garden green. This one's crushed curry, and it's this piece right here. And then the bobber here I did in real red. Don't want that to come out. And it looks like that. So they're the lures, and I use this one and this one. So let's put them in our pocket here. I'm going to start with the bobber, and I've already got a dimensional on the back because I want to stick it down. I want to stick the, try to get my cord there down in there. So yeah, no, it's not going to want to stay. Let's cooperate. I'm going to give it a little twist. So it goes down in the pocket just a little ways, and then take your backing off and stick your front down. Maybe I should stick my front down first. There we go. And then just stick that down in there. And then I added this piece and this one. So I'm going to put this guy down first, as he sticks to the back like this. I want his head poking out. So I just stuck him down in there like that. And then I just put a little bit of glue on my little feather piece here and just kind of stuck him down in there like that. And see, some of that glue will hold that thread, or as we call it, the fishing line, down in there. Okay, now the other pocket, we're going to stick this guy down. And you know, we're just going to pretend like these hooks are not sticking in the fabric, because you can imagine what kind of mess it'd be if you tried to pull these out of these pockets with the hooks. But hey, we're just here for looks. We're not worried about what really would happen. So this one I'm going to hang on the front, and I'm actually going to hang that little hook right over the edge and stick that down right there. Now look at that. Isn't that absolutely the cutest thing? I love this little card. Now for the inside, I used a piece of basic white 4 1/4 by 4, and I cut it with the next to the largest decal rectangle, and it looked like this. And I stamped on this one for birthday, "Hope your birthday's wonderful," from Hooray for Surprises, and this little lure that came from the Gone Fishing. So let's just pop it in our card real quick, and we'll have this card finished. Did you see how easy it is to make that vest? It looks hard, but it's really not. I'm going to put this right up there. And one thing, when you're punching your armholes, you can't come in too far, because then this wouldn't fit unless you cut a smaller piece. So you got a little bit of your t-shirt showing at the top and a little bit at the bottom. But here's your finished card. Isn't that cute? I just love it. So like I said, here is the Father's Day version. And then here is our birthday version. You noticed on my fish I put a little wink of Stella so he'd shine like a fish. So there we go. I hope you like this card. I hope you'll give it a try. I have links to all the products I use down at the bottom. Please like my video, and if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do that. And I'd love to be your demonstrator, and I'd love for you to join my team. So until next time, I'll get the card number 3 in Father's Day cards ready and have that posted soon. Until then, happy crafting.